Olá, Matheus.
Hello. Boa noite, agora estamos ao vivo nas duas frentes. Não, peraí, deixa eu soltar o do Facebook aqui também. Agora nós estaremos ao vivo. Pronto, estamos ao vivo nas duas frentes, no Facebook e no Instagram da nossa escola. Estamos ao vivo nas duas páginas, né? Depois a gente precisa ver aí com o pessoal aí nos comentários para ver se estão nos escutando bem, nos vendo bem, né? Então, nós estamos ao vivo. São exatamente 19 horas, pontualidade britânica, tá vendo? Não é só que a gente ensina o inglês britânico, a pontualidade é britânica também, como vocês podem perceber. Então, boa noite ao pessoal que está entrando, né? E vamos dando um tempinho para o pessoal entrar, mas já vamos passando a bola aí para o Henrique também, para ele dar o boa noite dele.
Good evening, people. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Good evening, Matheus.
Good evening.
I like your microphone and your headphones. I gotta buy one for myself.
Oh, they are nice, right?
They
are nice.
So, today's my first live. I have never done it before. So, I'm sorry, my students and friends, if I make any mistakes. I'm trying to learn here too. Alright?
Alright.
We have a few people coming in already, 5 people, I see. Excellent. We have started just a minute ago. And we are here today, people, to talk about studying online. We are now living a new reality, a new life, where we need to stay at home more time. So we are going to talk about online studying, the studying of languages online. And if you have any questions, you can send to me and Matheus, that we are going to be happy to answer. Okay, Matheus?
Okay, all right. When you're ready. Eu vou começar aqui com uma pergunta, né? Até para muita gente que não sabe, aí eu vou começar falando em português para gente. Né? A primeira pergunta que eu recebi, né, para essa nossa live foi como que surgiu a Win, né? A gente falar do surgimento da Win, a gente tem que voltar há muito tempo atrás, né? Na verdade, eu estudei em uma das escolas do Henrique, né? Lá desde o ano de 2006. A gente trabalhou juntos numa escola dele, também, lá em 2012, 8 anos já, né? E no início de 2013 eu abri a Win, né, ainda só como escola de inglês, e posteriormente o Henrique veio trabalhar na Win, né, se juntou como meu sócio na Win. Né, então a nossa parceria ela já vem de muitos anos, né, uma parceria de muitos anos, obviamente por incentivo do Henrique no primeiro momento, porque eu estudei na escola dele, né, o Henrique já está há mais tempo que eu e aí no ramo, e ele vai até poder falar um pouquinho disso. E aí, isso mostra, por exemplo, a importância do idioma, né? Para mim, ele deu a profissão como um todo, né? O idioma, ele me deu a oportunidade de ter a profissão como um todo, né? Então, Henrique, nesse início, para a gente começar, você podia falar justamente isso, da importância de aprender outro idioma para os nossos alunos, para quem também não é nosso aluno que está assistindo, da importância de aprender um outro idioma.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shy. I don't know how to speak Portuguese online. I have never done that. But I will speak slowly. And I have also sent my students and some friends a text about what we are going to talk here today. But Matheus said that back in 2006, he studied at my school. People are going to think I am really old, Matheus, if you say that. Like, I had a school 14 years ago. Okay, so no problem. But yes, I have been teaching English since 1998, since last century. And Matheus started studying with me, I think, when he was 10 years old. He studied for 6 years, himself, 5 or 6 years. And he was a really good student. And after he finished all the books, I invited him to start teaching at my school. and he became the youngest teacher we had at school. When he was only 16 years old, he started teaching English, and he was a very good teacher. All the students liked him. Everybody was amazed at how well he spoke English because he was only 16, right? And after a long time, he opened his school, and then he invited me to join his school with the students and also other languages. It was a pleasure for me. So I think that English is just something to you can learn to watch films and then to travel. Of course, it's a process to watch film abroad, make your life much easier. But it can also be a profession. It can help you in your profession because most of these working nowadays they want to do this English. But it can also be a profession. You can be a teacher, an educator. There are many professions you can use your English. Right?
Henrique, vou te interromper só um pouquinho, porque estão falando que seu microfone está um pouquinho abafado. Não sei se é a posição do seu celular ou se você tem que falar um pouquinho mais perto.
Okay, maybe I'll get closer.
Ok.
Can you listen to me better now?
For me, it's okay.
For you, it's fine? Okay. There is a noise. I don't know what's the noise. It's not coming from here.
Oh, I don't know either, mas aí ó, a Tânia falou que melhorou.
Yeah, maybe because I was a little bit away. All right. But now that we have spoken about the importance of English, I'm going to talk about the main subject we have to discuss tonight and the matter we are living now since we have been at home for the last 2 months and we cannot leave our house. We have been studying online, and I'm going to talk about that. Okay, about this experience I have been having since March 16th, because in my city we have been at home since March 16th. Okay, and generally speaking, of course, but almost everybody now is having classes at home. And I am going to talk about the advantage and disadvantages of studying online. Okay? I'm going to start with the disadvantages first because I want to talk about the bad news first and then we can move on to the good news. Okay? But the first disadvantage I can see is that I can see my students basically. I can talk to them, and I miss talking to my students face to face. Of course, that this is something that online class will never be able to replace. Is talking face to face. Okay. And secondly, sometimes the quality of the audio during class is not perfect. Okay. But for that, I also have a solution. To solve this problem, the students need to have where the internet signal is strong in the house. If you have a good internet signal in your house, if you have a good quiet system, okay, this is very important when you have classes at home. Matheus, where do you usually have classes at your house? What's the part of the house?
I usually have classes in my study. I have a study in my house.
All right. For those who study American English, I study is an office, right? So Matheus has an office, has a study at his house, and he studies there. I tell my students to avoid studying in the living room and to avoid studying where you have people walking, people passing by. You need to be in a quiet place, where nobody is going to interrupt you. Okay? And if you do that, you will improve the quality of your life, the quality of your classes a lot, right? So what do you think about the audio during classes, about the listening exercise, Papo?
Well, firstly, I think everything was quite new for everybody. Having online classes was a kind of a challenge, right? But I think there are better programs to have the audio. For example, Zoom, for me, is the best program for English classes online, right? I think they have a better way of sending the sound to our students, right? So it doesn't interrupt, it doesn't cut. So I think Zoom is the best one. So I think using the correct program is a very important point for our classes and for our students, right?
Very good. I totally agree with you. I have been using Zoom too, and this application has quite a few good features. As you said, to share the sound with the student, it's an excellent feature this application has. And also to share the screen. When you use Zoom, the student can see your screen. So for me, it's really a good application. All right. So now I'm going to talk about the advantages, okay? Because there are not many disadvantages. I think we have much more advantages than disadvantages, okay? So first, along these 2 months of social distancing, I have noted that the attendance of classes.
Can you repeat, Matheus, please?
You said something I didn't understand, Matheus. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, yes, I wanted you to repeat because I think it was reconnecting. So if you...
Yes, I saw it happen. But I was saying that along these 2 months of social distancing, I have noted that the attendance of classes has really increased. Before the social distancing, I had like 80% of attendance. It wasn't bad. No, the students went to 80% of classes. But now I have nearly 100%. My students hardly ever miss a class. They go to all classes. Okay? Have you noticed the same thing, Matheus?
Yes, actually, because the students don't need to go to school. They can have classes at their houses, so it's much easier to have classes. Of course, it's much easier for us as well, right? We can have classes from our studies or offices, as you said. So it's much easier to be in class, right? But one thing that it's important, and I think we can talk about the differences between the class at school and the online classes, right? It's that the student must concentrate 100% in class, right? Especially when we are having online classes. The student needs to be focused all the time. And this was one of the questions we were asked during the week. What's the difference between the class at school and the online classes, and what do you think about it?
Well, Matheus, I totally agree with you. Before, especially for teenagers, I had problems like when the parents couldn't take the teenagers to school. So it happens quite often. Parents have a very busy life nowadays. Sometimes they couldn't take the children to school. and then the teenagers would move on. And it totally doesn't happen. Okay? I told you I don't know how this live thing works. It's my first time, but one of my students is saying congratulations here, and I would like to say, hello, Monica, how are you? Monica is one of my students. She's a journalist, and thank you very much, Monica. Okay. But now, I think that's very easy to go to class. You don't waste any time sitting in classes, okay? You don't have problems with your car. The teenagers, they don't depend on their parents. So everybody goes to class because people just need to have a seat, turn on the computer, and they are in class.
Right?
So I totally agree with you. And I don't know if they go on.
No, go ahead.
So, and I don't know if the students have realized that, if the students know that, but practice and frequency are two key factors to speak English, or to speak French, or to speak Italian, or Spanish. You need to practice as often as you can. If you can practice every day, that's perfect. But if you can't, try to practice 3 times a week, okay? And don't miss any classes. Because imagine, if you have 1 class a week, okay? And you miss your class, you're just going to have 1 class every 15 days. And it makes no sense. You know? I always like to compare to going to the gym, all right? If you go to the gym once every 15 days, it's not going to change anything. No? You need to go to the gym at least 3 times a week to have good results. And it's the same with English. Of course, some students, they cannot afford to have three classes a week. But they can have 1 class a week. They can do their homework. They can watch a film in English. And they can also watch series in English. And it makes a big difference. Okay? Do you agree, Matheus?
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think I was teaching a lesson today that it's a very interesting lesson that talks about the 10,000 hours theory. That's to be on the very top of something, of some activity, you need to put on 10,000 hours of practice. So practicing 1 hour a week is not enough. You're going to get 10,000 hours of practice 20 years later, 30 years later. And that's not what we want, right? We want to speak English fluently in 5 years, 6 years, right? So we need to practice more in order to achieve it. I have another question for you. We were talking about the programs, right? We were talking about Zoom. At the beginning, I was using Skype, right? And I noticed that some students weren't used to use these programs, right? And I think they are really learning to use them. They are using it very well now. So what do you think about that, apart from learning the language? What else do you think the students can learn having online classes?
All right, Matheus. I totally understand your question. And that was going to be my next advantage. Just before telling you about that, I would like to say hello to Tatiana. Salut, Tatiana, comment allez-vous? Tatiana, c'est vrai, les ados sont toujours fatigués, toujours fatigués. And I also would like to say hello to Howlton. He's my student too. He's not doing classes now. Howlton, you need to study online, man. You need to start studying. It's very important for you. But answering your question, Matheus, I think that teenagers, they learn very fast to use all the softwares and applications. And I think we are living a unique moment that we can learn to do more things online. And this is especially important for people who work for big companies. Because most of big companies, they have online meetings. And I have one student, as an example, my student called Renato. He works for a very big mining and iron company in Belo Horizonte. And he told me once that what he really needs is to speak English during online meetings. And if you don't have the practice of speaking English online, how are you going to speak English in a meeting at your company? So when we are having online classes, we are really learning English and practicing for a future that now has become the present. Okay? Everybody is studying online, not just language, but universities. And even I have a student who is a personal trainer, and she has class with her students online. Everybody's doing all kinds of classes online. So I'm sorry to say, but people are going to have to adapt to studying online, because I don't think it's going to change now. I think it's going to increase the number of classes that we will have.
Yeah, certainly. I totally agree with you. And I think it's very important for people, let's say older people, let's say, that they have more contact with these technologies, right? It's very important as well, right? Of course, it's very important they study English, right? It's also very important, but it's also very important to have more contact with technology, with these programs, and I think it's very good for our brain to have contact with all these things. So, I couldn't see if there were any other questions here on the comments, because there were a lot of comments. I'm taking a look at it right now. Let's see. But if you want to continue, I'm looking for questions.
Yes, I would like to make a conclusion. I think there are advantages and disadvantages of studying online. But I think that there are far more advantages than disadvantages. And as you said, I think it's just a matter of practice. Since you said I had a school since 2006, I'm going to say that I started studying English in 1995, 25 years ago. And after that, to learn to use. Hello, Matheus, are you back?
Yes, we are back.
Yes. I was saying that I started studying English in 1995, a long time ago. And we didn't have many options to practice. We didn't have internet. We didn't have Netflix. And then we needed to learn how to use some devices, some electronic devices. I remember I had to learn how to use a VCR. For you Brazilian people, if you don't know what a VCR in English is, a video cassette. Because it was new for me to use a VCR, right? And after that came the DVD technology, and then we had to learn how to use the DVD. So it's just a matter of practice. Now we have mobile phones, tablets, we have applications, software. But if we practice, we just learn, and it becomes very normal to have online class. Okay?
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, I think we don't have any other questions. And if you have anything more to say, I think you have only 5 minutes now, right? You have a class. in 5 minutes. So if you want
I
to,
have 5 minutes more because I'm going to have a class soon. I think my student Thais is waiting for me. And we don't have questions, but we have a lot of comments. I'm going to talk about a few comments. How
okay.
so my student who lives in Contagem told me that he prefers to use a software called Meeting. And I use different softwares to tell you the truth. I prefer using Zoom, but I have students who have class using Skype, and even students who have class using WhatsApp, and it's not a problem for me. Okay? Howison said, my student said that he's not having classes because of his work, but Howison, it's not a problem anymore, man. You can have classes Saturday, you can have classes in the morning, afternoon, or at night because the classes are going to be online. And you just need 1 hour a week to have classes. So when you want to have a free demonstrative class, a free demonstrative class with me, just let me know. The first class is for free. It's just for you to see how it works. Okay? We can use meetings if you want. We can use Zoom if you want. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about Zoom because for me, in my opinion, it's the best. Okay? Let me see if we have any other comments here that we can talk about.
I think your student's really waiting for you. She said here in the comments that she's watching our live.
Yes, she's there watching. Let me see. Tatiana said, I think that people, especially teenagers, have more contact with apps like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and others, but they don't know most of times how to use Zoom. Yes, Zoom was like a professional tool, but now everybody needs to use. And of course, that Instagram and Snapchat is more common for teenagers. I don't know how to use Snapchat. I have never used it before. But the good thing about teenagers is that they learn very fast. It's not a problem for them if they don't know how to use an application. They can just learn in 5 minutes. So I'm answering the kind of comments. Hello, Thais, how are you? Oh, yes, Karine said that Google I lost her comment here. I'm sorry, Karine. Google Classroom. Yes, it's quite a famous application too. You are right, Karine. We can try that one day. Karine, I cannot say she's an English student anymore because she has finished her course. She's fluent now, and she's also a history teacher, so she's also my colleague. There's another thing that we can save time. We save a lot of time. Oh, another thing I would like to say, the students are never late now. They are always on time for classes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, someone said, oh, I missed it here, but... Oh, Fernanda, my student. She's my student, but she's also my fiancée. She said that she prefers online classes. And I have heard that from other students. Some people say they prefer online classes. Oh, so I have to say something interesting about that. We have been living this social distance for 2 months now. And since we started, I have got some new students that they want to have online classes. Some people have started studying English during this period. They're not waiting for the end of the pandemic or anything. They have started studying English now, and they said, I want to study online, all right? So it's something really interesting.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be...
Have you heard that from any students, Matheus? The students who prefer to study online?
Yes, I have quite a few students that prefer studying online now, right? And I think in the future, we are going to intensify our advertisement on online classes, of course, right? And I think we'll have more online online classrooms, as we can say, new online classes, right? So I think it's the new normal, man.
All right. I'm laughing because Karine said I'm not famous. No, I said the application, the software here is famous, Karine. Pardon my English. I beg your pardon. But you're not famous yet. I think you'll be a famous history teacher in the future, Karine.
And we can tell our students this. Karina is going to be on our next live next week, okay? She was our student and she is a history teacher, and we're going to speak again about online classes, right? And she's going to give some tips as a language student, right? She was the first student to finish our course, so she's going to be on our live next Thursday, okay?
All right, so Karina is going to speak English on our live.
Yeah, she's going to speak English.
Very good, Karina. Congratulations. I'm sure you can do it. Your English is very good. Uh, je vais, je vais dire salut pour Manu. Salut Manu, salut Marianne. I have two students that they do online French classes. No? So they are here. I can see them. Let me see if I have somebody else that I need to say.
There is a question here asking Wallace, do you think we Idiomas will move completely to online platforms? Maybe in the future it's possible. I'm not sure.
Yes, I don't know about it now because any change needs time. We need to adapt. If you think about other changes that we went through in the past, and when I say other changes, I can talk about using mobiles. Like in the beginning, only a few people had mobiles, and a few years after, everybody was using mobiles. So I don't know. Maybe in the future, I think technology is also developing very fast. We are having different software to have online classes. And I don't know if people know, but I went to an online university. And at my university, we had online classes, but we used to meet once a month to see each other and to have a face-to-face class. So I don't know. Maybe in the future we're going to have something in between online classes and face-to-face classes. Only the future is going to answer this question, I think. But I see no problem if we need to change to online classes. Okay? Oh, I see the question here. Wallace asked you this question. Yes, come on, no. I don't know if Karine is saying that she's not going to speak English next week. But Matheus already said that you are, Karine. So you are going, you are going to speak English. Okay?
At, at least a bit, right?
At least a bit. Salut, Tânia. Como tu vas? Tânia, demain, nous avons des cours, bien? Je crois que c'est tout. J'ai besoin d'aller, je suis très désolé, mais j'ai besoin d'aller maintenant. I need to go now, I'm very sorry, but 7:35, I need to get ready to my next class. And I don't know, Matheus, are you going to continue talking to the students here?
I think only 2 minutes now because we already said that Karina is going to be on our next live, right? That's what I really wanted to
But, oh, hello, Matheus.
My image is paused. I don't know what happened. But can you see me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But can you see me?
Can you? Repeat that?
Can you see me?
No, it's loading.
I'm reconnecting. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was reconnecting as well, but there's no problem. I think we answered all the questions, right?
Yeah.
And just say our students to stay at home, wash your hands, and wear masks whenever you need to go out, right?
Yeah, and stay at home if you don't need to go out. And because a lot of people go out and they don't need to go out. So if you don't need, stay at home.
Yeah.
If you need to go out, use your mask, as Matheus said. Use all the protections you can. Okay? Be conscious and be careful.
Yes.
So, Matheus, I think
that's it.
I'm just going to say thank you very much for my students. Thank you very much for coming. I love it, the idea of live. I'm going to try to do it more often. Okay? And I'll see you in our next live. All right, Matheus?
All right. One more thing. We had a problem on Facebook, okay? But I'm going to post our live on Facebook as well, okay? So if someone just watch it from the middle to the end, you can see the beginning again on Facebook, okay?
Very good. That's it. Thank you very much for you. Thais, I'll see you soon. Okay? And bye-bye. You all have a good night.
Bye-bye. Have a good night. Thank you to everyone that watched our first live, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.